So this is how you know your hair has gotten too long, when it won't fit in the frame. Well, hello there. I'm Nusha, also known as Ferocious and Pretty Pens, here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. And welcome back to my channel. Channel. It's just a channel. So for this video, we're going to do something that we have never done before. This is a newer channel, so I mean, there's so many things we've never done before. But honestly, I've never seen this type of a video done before for this portion, this community of YouTube. And that's an anti-haul. It sounds exactly what you'd think it'd be. And it's basically me going through some of the new releases that are up and coming or have already come out within the fountain pen realm and talking about basically why I'm not going to buy them. Yeah, I'm probably never going to get sponsored by anybody at this point because of this video. But quite frankly, I think that a lot of times these fountain pen companies are releasing things that don't really reflect the users that are out there and what their wants and desires are. Maybe by talking about why I'm not going to buy something, the reasons behind it, it'll clue some of these companies in, if they ever watch these, that maybe they should think about doing things a little bit differently. I don't know. The entire purpose of this video is really to stamp out, that idea of FOMO, fear of missing out, and the consumerism bug that we all get by all of these releases of things that are constantly coming out that are bombarding us. When at the end of the day, you look at some of these things and do you really need that thing? Probably not. So in all reality, this is literally just a conversation with myself to talk myself out of why I don't need to buy any of these releases. And I'll be honest with you, a couple of these releases I've already purchased, and I'll point out which ones. So if you're watching this and thinking to yourself, that's the bee's knees, the greatest thing since sliced bread, since string cheese, since gluten-free meatballs, because I'm celiac, which I'm not celiac, but I'm saying if there are people out there that are, gluten-free meatballs are quite frankly very delicious, and I have an awesome recipe. Anyway, I digress. If you see some of these things and you want them or you plan on purchasing them, please don't take any offense to the things that I'm saying. This is a very inclusive portion of the internet, my channel, and it's not to put anybody's taste down or whatever. I have my tastes, you have yours, and it's totally okay if they're different. It's not that serious. So if there is something I talk about and you're planning on purchasing it or you're not, feel free to share in the comments. This is, again, a point in history where we're, looking at things that are available to us. And I think it's important that we make some of our opinions known, but in a very nice way. Nobody likes a jerk face. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to show pictures of the release over here, and I'm going to mention if it's not available yet, when it will be available, as well as the price point and a couple of facts about the actual release. So let's get started. The first thing is Lamy. We're going to start from, the more economical to the more higher price point. Lamy usually releases, in the past, when I first got into this, one Safari, which is their plastic fountain pen that comes in either a shiny finish or a matted textured finish. And they also release usually one color for their All-Star, which is the more metallic looking finish. Again, this year, they've gone against the grain of that, and they are releasing, for the Safari, they are releasing a total of 3 colors for the Safari. And this is what they look like here. You have the light rose, the aqua sky, ooh, and the spring green. I thought that was hilarious. Maybe you didn't. Anyway, that's 3 completely different Safaris. Do we need all 3 colors? Probably not. Will they release another Safari later down the year? Maybe, who knows? But these are all, scream to me spring. And that's great, but none of these do anything for me. And oh, the price point on this is around $29.60. So we'll round it up to $30. And so it's not that expensive. It's something, don't get me wrong, I use Safaris, Vistas, and All Stars all the time, but not going to really break the bank. But if you're on a budget and this are colors that you're interested in, it makes sense. But these just don't do it for me. Now, the All Stars that they've released, and there's two of them versus the one that they would just do in the past. There's the lilac as well as the petrol. And the petrol all-star is very similar, or supposed to be, in color to the petrol safari that they released years ago. So yeah, that's cool. Kind of seems like they're, you know, phoning it in and not really spending much time thinking about that or what colors to release. And the lilac, they had a dark lilac in the past for the safari, along with a fountain pen ink that everybody went gaga over. I'll be honest with you, I snapped up both of these already. So way to go there, anti-haul. I don't want to talk about it. It's my life. I can do what I want. These are my jam. What can I say? The price point for the All-Star is $37.60. And again, we'll round up and just say, I'm just going to round up from now on and say $38. And so, again, these are US prices. Some of these prices might be lower in your market because if you're in Europe, Lamy doesn't have to distribute things the same way that they distribute here in the US through a third party, or some of the prices might be exactly the same, just in the currency in your country. So who knows? But we're going with US dollars because I'm in the US and it's all about me. Okay, the next thing on our list, TWSBI is finally releasing a new mini. The mini is literally the 580, but it just is about an inch shorter than the 580. It comes in an extra fine, a fine, a medium, a broad, and a 1.1. And I think the nib is smaller on the mini as well. So you can't take the nibs from your 580 and put them in your mini. The last one that they released was, I think it was mint, was the color that it was. And I have it and I love it. But for $60 hairs, I don't really need another mini. And while the color is cute, I bought another purple pen recently, which we'll talk about towards the end of this video. But I skipped on this one. Pre-orders started on April 26th, and they're starting to ship out on the 28th. So it's just around the corner, but meh. I don't really need another TWSBI. I have way too many TWSBIs, and I'm not going to make a TWSBI tower like some people do with their Kavecos. I'm just going to keep it to a minimum and only get colors that speak to me. And this one, just didn't really do it for me. But we'll see if I change my mind. But I'm trying not to. Because $60, that's kind of, a little bit up there for an everyday writer. Just my thoughts. Okay, the next thing on the list is the Sailor 1911 Pen of the Year, the North American dealer exclusive. This one is being released in a standard size as well as a small size. And it looks like so. It's called Olive Green, and it's basically a champagne glass color, green bottle color with sparkleness and shimmerness in it. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not a fan of rounded cigar-shaped pens, so I might be more likely to want this if it was in the Rialo, which they don't sell in the US anyway, or the Pro Gear model. But it comes, like I said, the standard model, which is $440 US. It's a 21 karat nib, and it comes in an extra fine, a medium fine, a medium, and a broad. But it also comes in a small size, which is $312, and it's a 14 karat nib, and it comes in all of those sizes that I just mentioned, but in addition with the option of a zoom nib or a music nib. So yeah, and it's has 2023 engraved in the cap. Whoop-de-doo. Anyway, it just, the color is just not my taste either. So, like I said, I might be more inclined to buy this if it was a flat top model, the Pro Gear model, but it's not. And quite frankly, the color is not really my jam. And Sailor, outside of the US, has released a multitude of these green color pens over the years. I mean, I think this is the first one that has shimmer sparkleness to it, but I'm going to skip on this one. And the other thing too, I have a tough time with Sailor because I remember the olden days when you could buy a Pro Gear Slim for just under $200. And that was when I first got into this 6 or 7 years ago. And I just have a really tough time swallowing that a small size now is $312 and a standard is $440. It just, there's something intrinsically wrong with that to me. But I guess inflation and all of the other reasons that Sailor has mentioned, of like the price of gold going up. But no other retailer that I've seen has increased their prices by that much. So, having a little bit of a tough time here. Feel free to walk me through this in the comments if you'd like, but be nice about it, please. So the next one I'm super excited to talk about, and that is a Leonardo Endless Pens exclusive that was picked out by one of our friends, Nibs and Flourishes on Instagram. And she just has amazing taste when it comes to the materials that she picks out for her pens. This was something that was a bit of a no-brainer for me. When I saw the pen itself, it is the Momento Zero and the Momento Zero Grande. It's in a color that she's calling the Fioritura. And, you know, on Endless Pen's website, she has all of the background behind it and why she picked this color and all of that stuff. But it's just a beautiful looking purple color that has swirly majigs in it. And the material, I guess, was cast by Tailored Pen Company. So it's kind of like this conglomeration of a multitude of different people working together to get this. It's through Endless Pens. It's a Leonardo pen. Materials chosen by Nibs and Flourishes. Tailored Pen Company actually created the material. It's a long list of who's who within the community. But all in all, super gorgeous. I snapped it up immediately, and unfortunately, as of right now, it is sold out. And this was just the pre-sale. The pen comes at some time in May, so we'll see. But just so you're aware, both the Momento Zero and Momento Zero Grande come with the option of a stainless steel nib or a gold nib. The fixtures on this pen are all rose gold, so it looks really nice with the purple. I can't wait for it. May is just around the corner, but is it May yet? If you want more information on it, I'll put a link down below and you can go take a look at it. But I bought this. One, it's supporting somebody that is one of the kindest people that I've met on social media. I've met her face to face at the DC show this past year, and I wanted to support somebody that just, I think, has great taste and is just an all-around good person. So yeah, there you have it. I'm a big softie. The secret is out. I'm a big softie, marshmallow, ooey gooey on the inside. Dang it. Next one. Pilot Custom Green. There's a lot of green going around this year. It's super interesting, and it's not the color of the year or anything, so I don't know what's going on with this, but green's where it's at, I guess, this year. And so Pilot Custom 743 in a green color. And in looking at this image, I can't tell if there's some blue in it or not. This is selling for $336 on pre-order right now, and it's supposed to ship at the end of April. And it is a 14 karat nib that comes in a wide range of options: extra fine, medium, broad, double broad, as well as the Falcon. And so, you know, that's a lot of different options, and it uses the Pilot Con 70, which anything is better than the Pilot Con, what is it, the Con 20 or the 30, which has the stupid little, like, metallic balls on the inside. I just said balls. It has the stupid little metallic balls on the inside that I can never get a full fill on. So, I mean, that's cool. But quite frankly, it's another green pen. If you love the color green and you love the Pilot Custom 743, then this is right up your alley. But again, it's a rounded cigar shape, not my favorite. And it's a green that I'm not sure if they edited it, if they photo edited this to look the way that it does. Is it like a true green? Is it a slightly blue green? I don't know. I can't tell. Yeah, that's that one. So another green pen. Here we go. Pelikan M800 Green Demonstrator. And I just saw this and was super disappointed. Now, the M800 line, Pelikan, get yourself together. Like, get it together right now. Like, focus. Like, it seems like somebody at Pelikan is just always just dialing it in and not paying attention. I mean, yeah, this is the first green demonstrator for the M800 that they've released, but it's nothing unique. Yes, it has 24 karat gold finish on the clip and the ring caps and all of those things. Wonderful. But there's so many things that they could do with the M800 line that maybe they've done for the M1000, and maybe it makes it more accessible to a completely different market of people that don't want to spend $3,000 to $4,000 on an M1000 that's covered in rodin or has a gradiated finish to it or whatever. I don't know. Just my thoughts on it, because I've seen those M1000s and they're gorgeous, but that's way out of my price range. So pre-orders for this pen started a couple of weeks ago, and it seems to be shipping in the middle of this month, so it's already started shipping, and I've seen a couple people post on Instagram, and I'm just like, meh, like, great, woo. I don't know. If green demonstrators are your jam, then this is right up your alley, but I really want an M800, but this just is not one that I'm excited about. Um, Oh, it comes in an extra fine, a fine, a medium, and a broad with an 18 karat gold nib. And yeah, I already talked about the finish of the furniture, if you will. Next one is not a green pen, finally. The Visconti Divina Elegance Wave. Ooh. So this one I saw it and I was like, okay, Twisby, you released something called Persian green like months ago that is not a thing. I'm Persian. I know it's not a thing because I've never seen that color green before in my life. And in my entire life, I have been Persian. So this to me is more of like a turquoisey, like turquoise jewelry or like a Tiffany blue. And this most often is the color that is represented within Persian culture in different jewelry and in, you know, different historical sites and things like that. So I saw this and I was like, ooh, pretty. But here's my issue with it. And I'll say this, a lot of people might not like that I'm saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway because we keep it 100 here. And I saw this and I thought to myself, okay, the price point, $12.95. That's more expensive than, you know, my Watermark Rainbow, which I love. And it is just an acrylic pen that is cut in a proprietary, like, swirly way, which is great. But there's nothing that screams that it should be $12.95. You know what I mean? If this were half the price, I might consider it, but I still think of that as too expensive. Again, acrylic resin. Come on, Visconti. Like, what are you trying to pull here? So yeah, that's that one. If it ever goes on sale for more than half off, which I highly doubt it, I will consider getting it. But until that day, I think it's a beautiful pen. I think it's exciting looking. I love the way that color looks in the photographs, but it's way out of my price range for what it is. And again, just my opinion. Lastly, this is the last one that we're going to talk about. And this is a rumor. apparently Platinum is releasing a 3776 Century this year, because you know how they do one every year. There was the Kumpu, the Roca, the Carnelian, the Shen, the other ones that they've released, and they're gonna do one that is like a more blue teal with rose gold accents. So the nib will be rose gold, the cap bands and stuff will be rose gold. And I don't have a picture of this because this is all rumor and hearsay and things that I'm making up. But I, have heard from multiple people that this is something that's going to be coming. And one, I'm interested to see what the photographs look like, and I want to see it in person. Teal is probably one of the hardest colors to color correct when it comes to photography, because you can make it too blue or too green and it completely changes. It's just a little titch and it completely changes the entirety of the color that you're looking at. So that's definitely one I want to see in person, and the price point for that one, I believe, is $380 here in the States. And so that's kind of expensive, but I have the Kumpu. I bought it secondhand, and I need to see it in person. And then, we'll resume negotiations once we see it in person. Well, there you have it. That's all I got. I know that there's a bunch more new releases that are out there, but if we're going to touch on every single one of them, we'll be here for like ever. And so we're going to end it here. I hope this was fun to watch while I struggle with some of the things that I really like and wish I could buy. The things that I've already succumbed to and bought that you'll get to see later in one of my monthly hits and misses. And I hope you are doing well wherever in the world you may be. And before you go, you should really hit that like button and subscribe if you're not already. And with that said, don't forget, keep writing. And welcome to another episode of whatever this is. Why am I wearing AirPods right now? I'm not even listening to anything, and my ears like gripped onto that AirPod. That was almost a medical situation with the little tip mat thingy-majiggy. Ah, my nose itches. Pardon me. Allergies. Why am I even filming this? I don't know. I feel like this is a bad idea to film. So for this video, we are going to be doing something that is never done before. Bananas. The other thing too, like this camera is picking up all of the dust. I live in a very dry area, so all of these particles are my skin particles, and it's gross. Boop, boop, boop. I am crushing you. I am crushing you.